Son of a bitch. Focus. Focus. What is up, guys? It is your boy, Matt Malloy, back with another video. I just competed in a strongman competition over the weekend, making it my 4th strongman competition overall. Not that you guys would know, seeing as I never posted Lion State or even posted Nationals. But despite my shoddy work as a YouTuber, I figured I'd share this one with you guys. And for those of you that are on the fence about doing your very first strongman competition, give you a kind of feel for how these usually run. This competition that I just competed at is what I'd classify as a parking lot comp. So it's small, it's local, there's no real high stakes situations going on. It's just raw strongman lifting heavy shit with your friends. Now for those of you interested in hopping into your first competition, I would not recommend my game plan of spraining your ankle the week of the competition. It's just not the most strategic thing you can do from a competitive level, but you are free to make your own decisions. This is just what I get for trying to get back into running, you know? Everyone's all, oh, lifting's dangerous, lifting's dangerous. You guys see any footage of me spraining my ankle on multiple 100-pound lifts? No. I go running for 20 minutes, sprain my ankle. Ergo, running is dangerous, lifting is not. Science. So the events for this competition were a stone carry into a tire flip, a car push, double overhand axle deadlift, a front plate hold, and then finally we finished up on a max Circus Dumbbell event. This is my first event as a semi-thick boy. I'm now in the middleweight category as opposed to the lightweight category, but all of the events were well within my ability, minus the double overhand axle, but we'll get to that. So my class started off the day with the stone carry into the tire flip event, and this is going to be an interesting event to start off with because there's going to be a good test of whether my ankle stability protocol was going to work or not. And by ankle stability protocol, I mean I popped as much ibuprofen as is possible without dying, and proceeded to wrap up my ankle like a blind elf wrapping up last minute Christmas gift. From there, I basically just let Jesus take the wheel. And it kind of actually worked. Look at me go. And hold up, can we just rewind that a second? And pause. That is a drone. I'll rephrase. That is a drone which almost took my goddamn head off. In retrospect, I should have just leaned into it, let the drone demolish my face. The views that video would have gotten. Missed opportunities. My YouTuber brain just still isn't fully there. I promise better dedication to my content in the future, just full-on drone two-face action. So I got through the stone fine, no real issues there minus the local aviation expert, and I got to this tire which has to be the weirdest tire I have flipped to date. I don't want to call it heavy because it wasn't, and I don't want to call it slippery because it wasn't, but the way you had to grab the treads and I don't know, it was weird, man. This is why you need to practice with as many different implements as you can possibly get your hands on. You may very well have practiced on one implement for, your 12 weeks leading up to the competition, and their implement is completely different from what you've been using, and you need to be ready for that. You need to be able to adapt to that. Not a blazing fast time on the first event for me, and I knew it, but again, with my ankle, I was happy that I was competing and happy that I got through this event. Now, another big thing you're going to want to get used to with strongman competitions is the pace these things can run at, which will go one of two ways for you. The first is it's a slow and long day. You're going to want somewhere to be hunkered up at. You're going to want food to keep you fueled and fluids to hydrate you with, and that's really the crappier way things can kind of go with a strongman competition. The second way things can go is the pace is really, really quick, and you have to be ready for it. We no sooner finished the first event and had our class called over to go push a car. This is actually a good problem to have. You might be complaining that you're not fully recovered or whatever, you're fine, but you really want these competitions to run quickly and smoothly. It is way better that the comp is running fast as opposed to you having to get cold each time between events and warm up like 8 separate times during the day. Now, car push event is always a fun one because it just makes you look cool. All of your non-lifting friends are gonna think you are way stronger than you actually are, and that's like half the point of strongman, isn't it? The secret to the car push though, it's actually not that hard. The car push event is basically a cool looking sled push, and the number of people in this world with the ability to push a car is way higher than the number of people in this world that believe they can push a car. In fact, if you haven't tried pushing a car yet, just go outside right now, set it up and push it, and establish dominance in your neighborhood. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the car push event was the only event on the day that significantly hurt my ankle. You can even see me hesitate on the start, but hey, I survived it, and that's all that mattered for the day. I think you even get to see my happy face at the end here, and yep, there it is. Again, not the fastest guy there that day, but I'm still putting in the work, I'm still competing, not just bailing out of the competition because of a rolled ankle. Now, this next event was a point of contention for me and something I basically knew I was gonna zero from the middle of my prep, and that was a double overhand axle deadlift at 307 pounds. I've been practicing deadlifts in straps for nationals for so long, I didn't have to worry about any grip events as well, that my hand strength was just non-existent, and I knew it. I was hoping with my prep I'd be able to get my hand strength back, but it simply ended up being not enough time, and I knew my strength wasn't there. The big thing I want you guys to take away from this is I didn't realize I was gonna zero an event and then go, well, guess it's time to drop out. This is a very common issue with competing in strongman, just that overall fear of zeroing, and I get it. All I'm gonna say is I will always have more respect for the individual that is stepping up to these competitions, stepping up to weights they have never hit in their life, and still giving their all against it and zeroing, as compared to that person that is specifically cherry picking strongman events to make sure they never zero an event. To me, one of the best parts about strongman is you will eventually get tossed in front of an object that is way too heavy for you. It's an object you've never lifted before, you're probably gonna fail, and you still throw every piece of your energy at that object. And who knows, in competition setting, the hype is real, the adrenaline is real. You may very well surprise yourself with what you can do. This is also one of the most hype moments you will witness at a strongman competition, is watching someone absolutely fight it out just to get that single rep on an event. All right, nice little mini rant. Let's watch me fail this lift. Come on, man. Can we just play that back? So I need to explain this. What I am doing is a grip technique. If you bend your arm, you get a little bit of bicep involvement, and you can possibly grip a little bit more. But in this case, it just ends up looking like I'm focusing my chi to get this shit to move, and I love it. Come on, man!
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Alright, you just zeroed a lift. Is this competition over? Nope. Get yourself back up, dust yourself off, and get ready for the next event. A huge component to strongman that if you nail it down, you'll be so much more dangerous than every other competitor out there, is just being emotionally unmovable. So that means when something doesn't go your way, when the implements aren't what you were expecting them to be, or when the weights or rules for the events were changed the day of the meet, that happens way more often than you expect it to. Whatever it is that ends up happening, you aren't affected by it. If you had a visible morale meter for your competition, it should only ever be able to go up as the competition goes on. If you let any of those negative thoughts or that negative emotion get to you, your competition is going to be tanked from there on out, and the rest of your events are going to suffer for it. This next event that you were seeing was actually a mystery event for us, so that means it wasn't revealed until the day of the competition, and it's just a simple forward shoulder hold. It actually ended up being really fun despite it being a super simple event. This was just a normal forward hold. Technically speaking, we had to have our head, shoulders, butt, and heels against the wall, and just talking amongst all of my competitors, none of us did this. I mean, honestly, a bunch of non-mobile ass strongman, what were you expecting? And just like I was talking about with keeping a level head for your competition, your look can change instantly. I went from zeroing that event to getting first in this one, so just keep calm. And that led us to rolling up to the final event for the day, which was just a Circus Dumbbell Max. We got 3 attempts, and an unusual rule for the day was that even if we missed attempt, we still got our other 2 attempts, which is not common in strongman. Usually, if you whiff on any of your attempts, you are out. The Cool thing is, you usually get a full 60 seconds for an attempt. In this one, we did not get the 60 seconds. If it came below our shoulder, we were done. My advice for fifth events on strongman competitions, regardless of whatever the event is you need some sort of process for your fifth event. You are going to be 4 events deep on the day. You are going to want food. You are going to want to go home. You are going to want to go to bed. You still have to perform. So you're going to need some sort of mental process that keeps you in the game. Strongman events are won by a depressingly small amount of points. We're talking like single points. And the last event is almost always going to matter. It's very rare that you have a blowout. So you're going to need some sort of process to just go someplace else for one event, turn off everything in your head, and just focus on whatever lift it is that you have to do. I guarantee I look my most psycho going into fifth events because I'm literally just turning off my brain so I get that, I just want to go home. Who wants to lift something heavy thought out of my head? I get extreme tunnel vision, and usually I don't know all too much what's going on. It's actually pretty cool. For this particular event, I really wanted to come out of it with a 150-pound circus dumbbell. I've been talking about it since I started the prep for this meet, so that was the big goal. 2 problems with this goal. 1, I never actually ended up hitting a 150-pound circus dumbbell at our gym. The heaviest thing I hit at our gym was 140 pounds, which leads me to the second problem. Their circus dumbbell was bigger than ours. So our circus dumbbell is an 85-pound base circus dumbbells. Theirs is 115 base circus dumbbells. So the circumference on this thing was bigger. The handle on this thing is bigger. Everything about it's bigger. I still wanted my 150. The cool thing was, at this point I basically knew I wasn't hitting podium with my 0 in the 1 event, and my first 2 events were quite honestly just too slow. So I was able to really focus in on throwing maximal effort at the circus dumbbell, and I didn't have to worry about the points game. Now, basic strategy for a max event, you always open up with a lift that you could hit on your worst of days. That means if you were sick, your muscles were sore, your girlfriend left you, whatever, you're still gonna crush that weight. This is just basic powerlifting tactics applied to strongman, and it works. That being said, I completely ignored my own advice and actually opened up decently aggressive at 125 pounds because I wanted that 150. Now for my second attempt, I jumped up to 140 pounds, and this is one of those you have to keep a cool head in strongman moments. You're gonna see me adjust this dumbbell so many times, and if I start stressing out because I don't get that dumbbell adjusted to the proper position, I'm stressing out, I miss that lift. If I miss that lift, I don't get my 150 shot. Probably miss both attempts because I'm frustrated. It just kind of compounds on itself. I take my time, I don't rush the lift just because it's not getting into the balance point that I want it to. It eventually does hit the correct balance point, and I still get my lift. And this brought us to the 150-pound circus dumbbell attempt. And I'm gonna be honest, this is the most in the zone I think I've ever been in my life. The thoughts going on in my head at that point had just flatlined, and the tunnel vision was so hardcore, I basically just saw a circus dumbbell, and that was it. Really hoping to be able to harness that level of out of touch with reality in the future.
Let's go, Matt! Let's go, Matt!
Hey, folks, let's go!
Come on, Matt, turn it up, let's go!
Send it, Matt, let's go!
Come on! Set it, set it!
Come on, come on, Matt, stay tight, let's go!
Come on! Yeah!
That is the most hype I've ever been on a lift, ever. Little bit douchey on the slam, I'm not gonna lie, don't slam other people's equipment, that's not cool. But this is so uncharacteristically me, I love this moment. I'm usually just the deadpan, hit a lift, walk away kind of guy, and I've never really gotten into the hype game all that much, but I was pumped on this. But yeah, that was about it for the comp. Like I said, no podium for me, but check out my man, Terrence up there, got second place on his very first competition ever. Terrence is a ridiculously hard worker. He will hit his own workout, go into my conditioning class, and then go into Joe's strongman class all in one day and still be ready for more at the end. So ridiculously hard worker. Awesome job, Terrence. And then we've got our lightweight brothers here as well, also from the Lions Den, getting first and second in the lightweight category for this competition. Whole bunch of Lions out competing this day. Whole bunch of Lions getting after it. Absolutely love it. Awesome work, guys. Also, shout out to Justin from the Lions Den for taking most of the videos you guys seen for this video. My full intentions were to just have someone film me and I'd get the rest of the people, but this competition moved so fast that I literally just threw the camera at Justin and he rolled with it. So thanks so much, brother. Really appreciate it. That'll be about it for the video, guys. That's how a local strongman comp will roll for you. If you are on the fence about hopping into a strongman competition, just do it. You will not regret it, and I will defend the fact that the strongman community is the best community in strength sports, hands down. Not even a competition. The support you will get from people you have never met in your life is insane, and it still blows my mind every single time I show up to a competition. So get out there, go compete, go have some fun lifting heavy shit with your friends. Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy more videos coming to you in the future. Hope to see you all in the next one. I'll see you guys.